fellow Manogyas. How are you doing? Back with another episode with all of you. And today we have got a new team member joining us, Mr. Yagyanarayanan. Of course, he's been quite a long associate with Manogya, but this is the first time he's coming on air for a discussion with us. To briefly introduce Yagyanarayanan, Yagyanarayanan is a management graduate from IIM Kozhikode, and he has a specialization in policy making, and he consults different organizations, especially government organizations at various levels, as a part of his routine. So happy to have you again, Narayanan. And of course, we are joined by one of our founding members and experienced coach, Mr. Suresh. So today I was just last time when we had spoken, Manogyas, Ram had highlighted that we have been participating in certain activities in the background. We are doing a research, a rediscovery of what Manogya is. And while doing this, I am happy to share with you all that we had visited quite a number of schools. We had interacted with children of various ages, teachers with, teachers who are handling different parts of the school. When I say parts, there were nursery teachers, then we have the primary teachers, secondary, senior secondary, the needs of each of them vary. One thing that had, come out very beautifully, very synthetically, I will say, sorry, very naturally when we had discussed with all of this is it's a worrisome trend. I hope it is not, I hope it is not a general thing, but at least in Chennai, what we could see was slowly and steadily sports taking a backseat in students' life. Already, if I am not wrong, in a CBSE curriculum, the PET periods are only not more than two per week. And on top of this, city has changed a lot. Even village has changed a lot in these years. That I don't think so many children have got neighbors who are also having kids of the same age. I don't know how much of spaces are available for playing. And today, sports has also become something that is followed by parents like progress sheet. People are following how many runs their kid has made in their cricket tournament. Nothing wrong about that, but amidst all this changes and change in dynamics that is happening with children and sports, we are dedicating today's episode to discuss why sports is important and why it should not be neglected when someone goes to higher class. Forget about school also, why we should continue playing even as adults throughout our life. And again, Narayanan, he's a good friend of mine for little more than the last 2 decades. And I know him as someone who has a lot of sports statistics in his fingertips. And I think so, it's very right that we pick on Yagan Narayanan's brain for all this. So, to start with, Yagan Narayanan, my first question for you, first of all, why do you think sports are important? And is there something that sports can teach, which probably classrooms or teachers cannot teach? And how do you think sports helps to building confidence in a human being? Is it more from failure or more from success in sports? Can you please throw some points onto this again, Arana? Thank you.
Hello, good evening, all Manogya viewers and subscribers. Myself, again, Narayanan, as Srinivasan, my dear friend, introduced. You can call me as Narayan as well. And he gave a very great introduction about me. So he has asked two, three questions. So the crux of the question is why sports is a very, very essential thing for any human being, I would say. Not only for children, not only for adults, for any human being. The thing is, people usually think that sports are extracurricular, and even if my kid does not play, and if they focus on their JE or NEET or CA coaching class, right from standard 8 or standard 6, whatever it is, beginning at these days, it is okay for us, and I'm not bothered about my kid losing a sports period or something like that. Uh, I would say a child at the school level who has never played in uh, any sports, then the child will never know about winning and losing. So you play any sport, the result is instantaneous. At most of us like will play a game of cricket for 2 hours or a football game for 2 hours. At the end of 2 hours, one team is going to definitely lose, one team is definitely going to win, or there is a possibility that one team might have a draw. So at the end of the 2 hours itself, the people who are part of that sporting ecosystem will have a result to deal with. So it's not like you develop a product. Now that Srinivasan is a tire engineer, I was a former tire engineer, and Suresh, he deals with various kinds of products and processes and things. Building a product and seeing it in the market and evaluating its success and failures, at least it will take 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, etc. But here at the end of 2 hours, the child knows that I have lost the match. Okay, I have done great. I scored 50 runs. I took 2 wickets. I scored 3 goals. So the result is instantaneous here. And somebody who has never faced these things, the pressure, you have to score 10 runs in 3 balls, something like that, they miss out on the education that textbooks can never ever give, is what is my in my humble opinion. And sports, I see it is one of the last remaining places where the reality gives the feedback almost instantaneously. That's what I was telling. There is no need of any PPT, no excuses, no appraisal meeting, nothing. It is the scoreboard, and it is very honest and it's very brutal. At the end of 90 minutes, if you take a professional football match, it's maybe you count the extra time and things, 120 minutes. The result is out there. So in that way, I feel that every child should definitely have exposure to at least one sport, and if possible, multiple sports. So that is the core reason why I'm saying uh, the feedback is instantaneous. They will know what success is, what failure is, and how to deal with those things. We will discuss further based on this thing to
Now,
set
that was a
boundaries.
very interesting point when you say sports will teach children how to face failures. Why would you insist this at this time when we speak? Or, in other words, what I'm trying to ask you is, do you think, because you are also handling, you are a manager in your own capacity, you are going across different places for looking at children. So, do you think today the landscape is slowly changing wherein children are apparently, I will say, overprotected from failure? Are they given a lot of comfort? Because today, many of I see my nieces and nephews and other students also, most of them are glued to gaming over phone and PCs. Usually that's done alone. So someone plays alone over this and winning is like instantaneous. It's just beyond results being instantaneous. It's just you are the winner every single time you play a game over a video game or a PC. Right? Do you think all these are making them overprotected from failure? What is your thought about it? And probably if they were allowed to fail continuously, which, like you said, only one team can win on a sport usually. So, do you think all this will psychologically prepare children to face pressure and setbacks later in their life? Probably a board like CBSE or other boards in India won't be forced to cancel board exams and water down the existing syllabus and the way it is being tested.
That is a very, very interesting question on the aspect of children facing, uh, 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 like children being more protected. That might be true to a certain extent, I would say. But what I can see is like today, children, I don't know whether it is the overall change in the way the society is growing or the ecosystem is growing. Today the children face fewer real world struggles. I don't see a lot of uh, kids going out to the playgrounds and playing. One thing is the number of playgrounds that are available and the sports infrastructure as a whole in a city like Chennai. It's first of all, it is reducing, is what I would say. Second thing is, even if somebody has to go play in a turf and things, it is going to uh, I don't know whether it will be economical for all strata of the society to uh, go and play in a turf and kind of things. So I feel that like how uh, education and entrance exams have become very, very inaccessible for a common man. I fear that like sports also is moving in that direction. So in that way, that is one aspect of it. Second aspect of it, I would say, is the easy availability of mobile phones, and like I don't know, with grow the uh, digital penetration and easy availability of internet and data, for whatever great benefits it is having, I would say the downside of it is uh, children are glued to the cell phones right from a very, very young age. Like even if a kid does not want to have dinner, the parents are trying to give a mobile phone as a distraction. So it all begins from that angle, and then they slowly don't go out and play. So of course they play computer games, and there might be an dimension that there also they collaborate with multiple people from across the world, and that teaches team strategy and all those things. But there is a whole aspect of you going out, playing, sweating it out, and all those things that gives a completely different feel. So in that way, I would say children these days are missing out on that. And I would put it this way, to sum up, sports, I feel that it introduces adversity in a very controlled manner, which all children should be exposed to. Because later on in their life, like when they go to higher classes and colleges, graduation, and whatever things, and in their areas of specialization, definitely everybody is going to face a lot of adversities day in and day out, depending on their profession. Somebody is going to be a doctor, or somebody is going to be a bureaucrat. Of course, based on each one's profession, it is going to be filled with adversity, and at that time there will be no university or no coaching class which is going to teach you on like how to deal with adversity. Luckily, such a business hasn't come up. Yeah, so to sum up, like sports, I feel that it gives that adversity in a very controlled manner, and that is very, very essential. And maybe it sports also teaches emotional resilience also very early in life. Like suppose the child is playing, and suddenly this school sports the cricket coach says, you are not playing in today's game. So the kid all of a sudden faces a rejection. I'm not part of the team. I have to sit on the bench. How to deal with those things? Somebody who was practicing with me, he is playing there. I am not playing there. What did I do? What did he do right? So these are all things that kid starts processing right from a very early age. So tomorrow somebody like that kid goes and like in the company he works, and suppose he is getting an appraisal, he is not getting an appraisal, somebody else is getting. He will at least know that, oh, okay, fine. It is not the first time that he will be facing such a situation. Uh, he would have faced it like multiple times during his uh, exposure to sports, like him getting benched or he not scoring the number of runs or number of wickets he wanted to take. So that way, I feel that emotional resilience is being built in kids at a very early age. And I feel that to a certain extent, sports also teaches hierarchy naturally. Like if you want to be at the top of your sport in a very professional environment, leaving aside all the politics and things which is there everywhere, talent of course matters, and discipline, teamwork, all these things are there. And to sum up, I would say sports uh, reduces the fear of failure. So some child who has lost 50 matches grows into an adult knowing what it is to fail, and how he has to face the next game or next project in hand. So yeah.
That makes me pick brain of our experienced coach Suresh Ji. Sir, he had very beautifully, again, Aranan had told that he had, while he was explaining, he just spoke about sitting on the bench. So someone logs in for weeks and hours in practice matches, and that final day of the match, it's not their day. It can be a class to class tournament or a section to section, meaning school to school tournament or state level or district level, whatever be it. That particular day is not their day, so they are made to sit on the bench. And usually today, such scenarios happen in their own capacity, even at organization levels, right? You just take the ball till the goalpost, and finally, when you kick it, goes outside. It's rather a penalty, right? We have to be trained to face those situations, in fact, much more calmly than on any other meritorious day for us. What do you think, sir? How much do you think this kind of training that Yaganarayanan had explained will actually help someone navigate in the corporate ladder today?
Absolutely. Uh, I think I really have to appreciate for for Monognia to pick up this topic because we've been discussing this for a week, I think, on this topic, right? I want to start with Mahakavi's, very famous song, Odi Vilayada Papa. It's not something, what we're discussing is a new thing. How sports can teach kids, particularly the point that we are talking is, no fear for failure. Sports actually helps create a mind that does not fear failure. Another important point, sports will help create discipline. Now,
Hmm.
when you want to play a sports, it's not that just I go. Sorry, my light turned off, but then it's okay. I'll continue. Uh, See, the point here is the sports. What we are talking about, it gives you too many more things than what we are. It's on the surface that we are discussing. But then if you go in deep about the sports itself, right, it actually builds a strong emotion. As Yagna just shared about how we can build emotionally resilience within the minds of children when they are playing sports. Then if your mind is built strongly with these disciplines, imagine that sports can give you through a playful way. It's a very important platform. Parents have to use this. And coming back to your question, right? I want to pick this line, Bharatiya's, this beautiful song about for children, why children has to play, why they have to. In fact, the entire song, if you go through, it will tell you it is all about building strong mind. And if you can do that playfully, how what other ways that we can do if we cannot do it through play, it's going to be difficult because the kid will learn failure, the kid will learn how to play as a team, the kid will learn how to play as individual, the kid will learn how to form a discipline. And these are the things that you even schools try. It is only taught through experience. And as a coach, when if you ask me, it's an emotional strength that you're building through sports. And particularly, right, if this kind of mindset, let's say how I go through a failure, now I don't see failure as a failure. It is just an event, because my identity is not connected to the failure, but it is only to that event. I know how to handle my failure well in that case. So it is not my failure is not my identity. Failure is outcome of that event. So when I trying to detach, but I'm learning through feedback. So every event goes through a process. At the end, we can do a retrospective. What is that I did well? Even calling out this sports people like Sachin Tendulkar or cricket god, right? So he watches every match that he has played to learn from his mistake. So sports gives us that opportunity learning. He's a professional, that's fine. But then for the children, if you watch them play a cricket match and then come back, they'll talk about, oh no, abdi valaditla. Oh, I missed this run. I should have called you. They do this talking, right? This hurdle is missing these days. But then they're all stuck to the digital platform. Physical involvement in the game is becoming less, which is actually a worrisome. But definitely I agree, sports definitely helps the children in all aspects of emotional strength, also facing the real world, going through the scenario, and then disconnecting failure to themselves to rather than to that event only. So actually it's a very good platform. With that, I'll pass it on to you, Sri.
Thank you, thank you. That was a very brilliant insight. So, Yeganarayanan, I would like to pick your brain once again on, can you throw some lights on maybe some role models whom we can pick from sports, so that you can probably explain from their kind of training that they had undergone, from the stories of them that the world knows about, that can motivate us as youngsters as well as people who have followed us to look into. Probably, why don't we start with Roger Federer? Probably you can hint on what makes someone like Roger Federer mentally very special, right? He's your favorite, so you can probably start with that.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, thanks a lot. I would, before actually getting into the answering your question, I would say a great aspect of building this interest in sports among the kids is with the parents. Because I remember during my childhood days, my father talking to me a lot about how cricket was in his younger days. He used to tell me about the golden generation of the West Indies. That was one major thing that I would say. So now getting into your question, so I will maybe put it this way uh, that like how uh, sports people, what all things that we can learn from sports people across different sports. So now that you took the specific example of Roger Federer, of course there is Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, all of them are at the same pedestal. The thing is, Roger Federer, when he played, anybody who know Roger Federer will say that his play was so elegant, it looked royal, he looked so calm, and all those things. But behind, like if you rewind the clock and go back in the years before Roger Federer actually became who Roger Federer was, a great role was played by his coach, late Mr. Peter Carter. He was an Australian who was there in Switzerland as part of their national training academy or something. I might be wrong, but he saw this insane, talented boy by the name Roger Federer. But he saw that this boy has anger issues and he could not control his anger and all those things. So he has this interaction with Roger Federer, which actually changes whom Federer is. Like before that, if Federer loses a set or a point or a match, he used to break rackets, which you can see with many, I would say, what do you professional tennis players, even on court after they have become professionals. So this was addressed by Peter Carter to Roger Federer that without you solving this aspect of your game, there is absolutely no point of you having so much of talent. And Federer started working on that aspect, his anger issues, his attitude, and all those things. Then we all saw who Roger Federer was. The monster in him was unleashed, and of course, the rest is history. And so many Grand Slams, this, that, all those things. So the thing is, uh, again, there the coach was there, and he worked on the mental aspect of it. So Federer taught the world that elegance is not softness, and calmness can actually be dominance. So what I would say is, I can say two great matches. One is the 2009 French Open match against Tommy Haas, where he lost two sets, and in the third set also he was trailing. And from that position, he won that match, and in that year he went on to win the French Open, which was one of his weakest link in his career. Second, a few years later, I think it was in Wimbledon. His match was against Julian Beneteau. Again, he lost two sets, and from that two sets down, he came up and went on to win the match. That match, he had back spasm and all those things. So, if you see in this, things did not go as planned. His plan would have been to, of course, come and win three straight sets and finish the match. It did not go. He lost two sets. The thing is, he did not quit the match. He didn't say that no, 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 I lost two sets. That's all. The match is over. I am going home. I'll not eat for 2 days. He didn't do that. The thing is, he can't do that because he is out there. He has no place to hide. He cannot go and hide anywhere. He has no excuses. Of course, unless it is a very actual physical injury or something, he has nowhere to. He has to fight it out. till either he loses or he wins. So this is the beauty I'm saying. Uh, we in the corporate world, or we being in school or college, we have all those luxury saying, I didn't do this because of this, I didn't do that because of that. And then if you move to the corporate world, we have this tendency of putting in jargons, using PPTs, and try to ensure that the opposite person does not understand. And if questions come our way, we try to dodge it. So we have that thin wheel in front of us to protect us, which is not there in sports. So that is why I say uh, sports gives you that mental strength, because you have nowhere to hide and you have to face whether it is failure or success right in front of you, in front of everyone. Even if you are going to play a gully cricket match, there will be some 10 people who will be sitting outside passing some comment. Somebody will be there. Hey, you should have played it this way, man. Why did you play that shot that way? You should have bowled this way. You should have scored that kick. Somebody will be always there, which is going to be the case everywhere. You are a student. Somebody will say, oh, you should have first written this 10-mark question. Why didn't you write that? Why did you write the 2-mark question first? The same is going to be the case if you like just scale it up to the corporate world. Hey, you should not have launched this product. No, this product will not sell here. All these things will come. Somebody is going to be there in the audience fence, always going to be passing the comments about you or your work or your studies or anything. Or today, writing competitive exams, it is there at every stage of life. Like, be at the school level, it is JE and NEET dominating. At the graduate level, you have GATE, CAT, MAT, this, whatever it is. And then you have the monsters like UPSC and all government exams. Of course, so many people will be telling you so many things. Hey, you should not have written this. Why are you wasting your time on all these things? I'm saying you should be clear on what you want and working toward that. And for that, I feel that this sports thing is a great example. So another thing I would say is everybody knows Yuvraj Singh, a legendary Indian all-rounder who has helped India win the 2011 World Cup. And everybody knows
Six sixes in
Stuart.
an over.
Exactly. I'm coming to that. Fantastic. Everybody knows Stuart Broad also. Another legendary cricket bowler in all forms of cricket who recently retired. The thing is, everybody, when I say Yuvraj Singh, remembers that he hit Stuart Broad for 6 sixes. One point most people will not know is, few months back, Yuvraj Singh was hit for 6 sixes
Oh, right?
by an England player,
I see. So
Dimitri
this was in which
Mascarenhas,
match?
in England in some other match.
I see. It was some
So
county cricket, is it?
no, it was a proper international cricket match.
Okay. How
Yeah.
come we don't remember this, man? Honestly speaking, I admit I don't know till this guy told it in the show now. Of course, I'm not a great follower of sports, but yes, I am someone who are aware, who is at least aware. Yeah, that's interesting. So, in fact, again, Narayanan had beautifully summed up why
Yeah,
sports
just
is.
yeah, I'll just finish it up. I think it is 5 sixes or 6 sixes, but the thing is, it was hit in Yuvraj Singh's owner over. So you see the beauty here. After he was hit for 5 sixes, Yuvraj Singh did not quit, or he did
True.
not go and cry or whatever the thing. Few months later, Yuvraj Singh gave the same treatment to someone else. This is the beauty of
Yes.
sports. And even if you take either that Yuvraj Singh being hit for 5 sixes or Stuart Broad being hit for 6 sixes, the same thing gets repeated again. Stuart Broad does not have any place to go and hide. There also he
True.
has to answer to his captain, he has to answer to his fans, he has to answer to his board. So many memes, so many trolls, but still that one match incident did not define who Stuart Broad or Yuvraj Singh was. I will say the same 6 sixes that Yuvraj Singh hit, that was not the only success point of Yuvraj Singh. I'm going to the other side also. Success also, Yuvraj Singh did not stop with that just all 6 sixes. It's just how
Correct.
Sureshji mentioned in the previous point about coach and how it affects people in bench. The point of you tying up your identity either to that success or failure is the main culprit.
Correct.
That you should not do is easily said than done. but you can learn a lot if you do that, if you play a lot of sports. If not, at least start watching a lot of sport. You will at least start, I would say, relating with it. Like, okay, fine, so much. It's okay, fine. India has seen a lot of things. India lost when 2007 World Cup. Cricketers' houses were stoned. 2011 they won. They were celebrated. So that is the thing. Yeah.
The talk is getting more and more interesting, but I think so. We shouldn't stop this particular topic with this episode. Soon, I will catch these two gentlemen and perhaps also Ram. Let us get him on the show and let us discuss further. Again, I'll just stop this episode with a question again, Arayanan, to you. You beautifully said that Roger Federer, started learning anger control through this. Usually, sports comes with aggression. So, how is aggression different from anger is something I want to discuss, but not now. Manogya, stay tuned. Let us discuss this in our next episode. Until then, wish you a great time ahead. Bye bye. Bye, Sureshji. Bye, Agya. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Srinivasan. I encourage all Manogya subscribers and subscribers, friends, and extended families and things across age groups. Please go out there, go for a walk, go for a run, go for cycling, take some form of sports, do something physical, something, anything is thing, and let's strive towards creating a physically fit as well as a mentally fit society.
Yes, we believe in our Honorable Prime Minister's Khelo India movement. Maybe again, you should hint about that in the next episode.
Yeah, yeah, sure, we can.
Yes. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye bye.